Well, evening everyone. We've just done a virtually a 40-minute video.
Yeah.
That didn't come out.
Didn't come out.
I just checked it and I think I either forgot to press record or it went off.
Don't know what happened. We were sitting here talking to a blank screen. We was.
And look, it was a bloody good episode as well, wasn't it?
It was good. It was, you know, it was quite spontaneous, wasn't it?
Yeah. So first night back, we've had technical
difficulties straight away
tonight. It's been a nightmare.
Yeah. So we got to go through it all again.
And basically. I've got to look surprised at what he's pulling out the bag. Cause,
oh wow! Didn't
yeah.
Perhaps if I do them in a different order, perhaps it might make it a bit more of a surprise.
Well, if you do it a little bit like that, you know. Oh, can't believe it. And you know, because we love you all.
Yeah.
We've put ourselves out tonight.
Well,
we're both shattered.
Both feel knackered, but we got to do it. We can't. Otherwise, it seems like a waste of time, doesn't it? We've sat here and you know, so we got to do it.
And we love our art.
Yeah. This
is art.
That's what I'm saying. It's, you know, this you know, it's for the sake of art. This isn't it, really? You know what I mean? Right then.
So if I drift off,
yeah. If you drops off, just you know,
quite well known for drifting off. When we used to go out on the piss, wasn't it?
Yeah.
always ensure Gary was with me when we went out on the piss because I used to drift off on the bus.
That's it. Yeah. Or fall asleep on the train.
Well,
and end up in
in Kelvedon.
Kelvedon Hatch.
Yeah. Miles out. It's another story.
All right then. Well, let's go.
But it's nice to see you all back anyway for the second time tonight.
Yeah.
And sorry, Gal.
Yeah.
Just welcome to two new viewers, James and Graham. And we talked about you a fair bit earlier.
Yeah.
Talking about Bob Dylan.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we were talking about Bob Dylan, weren't we? We used about Bob Dylan. I said about the film. The only one I know by Bob Dylan is Don't Look Back, which is like a documentary sort of thing, you know, which was made in the 60s when he came over here. Similar like a Beatles kind of thing, you know, but it wasn't like a scripted film. It was like a documentary. So that's the only one I know by Bob Dylan. But I mean, you know,
and obviously what James brought up about the ambulance. The old film.
Yeah. Well, that's it. Yeah, the ambulance. Yeah, I mean, like I said, that is out. You can see that on YouTube because you know when you go on YouTube and you press the button and it comes up with like suggestions and things, doesn't it? And one day it said the ambulance, which I thought, oh wow, you know, because I mean, it's not on DVD, and the video. I mean, you know. Probably wouldn't be able to get the video either, like, you know, but you can see it on there anyway. And that's Eric Roberts is in that, isn't he?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
but this is totally unprofessional. But I'm going to go and check to see if it's recorded.
Yeah, oh definitely.
So I'll be back in a minute. So if you want to talk away, go.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, well, what I'll do, I'll start the ball rolling with this one.
And obviously, if it isn't recorded, then you won't know we're saying this.
Yeah, that's it. This is the early 1990s gangster film Tank Melon with Ray Winston, and a lot of like US viewers might not know this film, even though they probably know Ray Winston because he's famous all over now. But this was one of his first. I mean, obviously he was in Scum and a few other things, but this was one of the first sort of films he was in. Really, I think, you know, one of the first gangster films anyway, and. It's pretty good. It's all filmed around this area, like East London and Essex. A lot of the actors in it are actors who was in London's Burning and things like that.
You've got Glenn Murphy in there, the boxer.
Glenn Murphy and John Conte played the two like villains in it.
Number fighter, yeah.
And Amanda Donohoe, who used to be Adam Ant's girlfriend, didn't she? She's in it.
That's right.
And yeah, it's good. It's a good film. I mean, I've had this video quite a long time now, but I think it did come out on DVD. For a limited run, but you don't see it around now. And I even had the actual film poster once because my mate Dave got it from a video shop that was near his house, and it was in the window. And I kept saying, "Oh, I like that poster." And he went in there one day and asked the geezer if he could have it. So, but I ain't got it anymore. Wish I did because we could have put it behind our backdrop, you know. Yeah. But So that's Tank Melon. That's a good gangster.
There you go.
Early 1990s or late 80s kind of gangster film.
And by the way, it is recording, as you can see, we're here.
It is recording.
We're here now.
We're all right, yeah. So we'll jump straight into the next one then, which is The Night of the Juggler.
Yeah.
And this is an insane sort of like chase thriller sort of film, you know, with James Brolin.
Used to be in a film. Was it a film or a series called Hotel?
He was in a series called Hotel, wasn't he? And his most famous film is Capricorn 1, which is a good film where they remember that one where they're astronauts.
Yeah, in space. Yeah, I was going to say. Yeah,
it's a fake, isn't it?
Yeah.
They have to pretend to be like up in space, and they're not. They're on like a film set somewhere.
Yeah.
And he was in that. He was good in that. But this Night of the Juggler. It's basically, excuse me. The story is that that guy on the front kidnaps this girl, like this rich girl, for a ransom, but he ends up kidnapping his daughter instead because they look alike. And then it's like a race against time to get her back, and it's just madness. I mean, it's all filmed in New York and that, and it's great the way they filmed it because it's like as if it's actually happening on the streets of Times Square or something. You know, there's chase scenes.
Looks like the sort of scenes you would get out of Chips.
Yeah,
you know, the program.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, there's one bit in it where he's chasing the guy through Central Park, where all the traffic's going through Central Park. And I don't know how they filmed it because it's just crazy. There's cars smashing up and going and everything, you know. And he's chasing him in this like pickup truck, and he's got a car that he's nicked and that. And it's just like when you watch it, you think, how do they film these scenes, like, you know? Because
it's good. That looks good.
Yeah, it is good. Yeah.
I'm going to say it looks good. We've had this discussion already.
Yeah, I will. Exactly. Yeah, just got a different variation on it, like, you know. Right, next one then is the one we've already discussed, but we'll discuss it again.
I'd like you to tell the story of the charity shop because
yeah,
fucking funny it was.
It was basically one day my dad come in with a video and he said to me, he said, "Yeah, I got this for you today." He said, "But I reckon they must have made a ricket in the charity shop because it was in the kids section."
There is actually a warning on the front that it's an 18 certificate.
So
the warning says adult cartoon. Totally, absolutely, and unashamedly unsuitable for children.
Yeah.
So what do? Whack it in the children's section.
Put it straight in the kids section.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. One of the old dears who worked in it probably looked at him and thought, "Oh, there's a nice cat on the front there. That's a cartoon for
As
kids."
You can see, he's got a joint on the go and all.
But obviously, you know, for those in the know, like we know different. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, the first one was called Fritz the Cat. That's the next one, and I think you can get them both on a DVD now. I mean, you know, they're quite readily available, and even the music's good as well. The soundtrack album for Fritz the Cat was always like quite revered by the people into like drum breaks and hip hop stuff and that, you know, because it has some funky drums on it.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's X-rated cartoon. It's the usual stuff. They're all smoking dope and having sex and that. And the police in it are always like pigs, you know.
Yeah.
And not the politicians are like, you know, some other sort of like thing, like sort of like fat cats and that, you know. But yeah, it's good. It's a good laugh, you know.
It's following Fritz the alley king of cool.
Yeah.
Through 72 animated gut busting minutes, marvellously unwholesome and very, very funny.
You see what it says on the top as well? It says, "At last on video, the hysterical happenings of the ultimate feline day tripper."
As if people have been sitting there waiting for it at last. Like, I can't wait till that comes out. Fucking nuts. Absolute nuts.
Yeah. Right, next one is
another recording check, I'm afraid.
Yeah, got a check. Yeah. This is
we're
still going.
Yeah, we're bagging it out now.
This is one of my favourite films. This is you know, of all. I mean, this is a film that once again I could watch over and over again, and it's called Hardcore, and it was the second film directed by this guy called Paul Schrader, who's made some good films, like, you know, in the past. I mean, I don't think he's directed a film for a few years now, but he made Blue Collar, that one, American Gigolo, Cat People with Natasha Kinski. So he's done a varied amount of films, but it's just one of them films that, you know, it just strikes a chord, like, you know, because he's
great film, brilliant.
He's a religious guy whose daughter goes missing on a trip to Disneyland, and she goes missing and gets involved in making porn films. And because he's so sort of like religious, it's like, you know, totally an alien world to him, you know. And but in the end, he has to immerse himself in it to get her back, because the private detective's useless, you know. So he goes out there, doesn't he? And he becomes involved in the whole world, and he sees things that he can't believe are happening, like just to try and get his daughter back. But good film, you know.
And Yeah, he does himself up. Did you say that?
Yeah, he gets himself dressed up as like a LA producer, and he's got this like motel room, and all these like studs are walking in and out all the time, and he's got a photograph of the one he wants, but he ain't come in, like, you know, and it's just the way he's dressed up with this like flowery shirt on and big moustache and that. Totally against what he normally looks like.
If you know Jules, he's got the way he goes.
Yeah,
he's like loses it a lot. Doesn't he?
That's what he's like anyway. Isn't he? As an actor, he was always like a pretty like sort of, you know,
bit of
explosive,
a method actor,
wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
So and there's a few scenes in Hardcore where he's allowed to, like, you know, just let loose, like, you know. Right, next one is this is another one. This is called Joe, and it's another sort of like bit of a hippie kind of film, you know, and the actor in that is Peter Boyle, who's actually in Hardcore. He plays the private detective in it, right. And also he was in Taxi Driver. He played the wizard in Taxi Driver, like the other driver that was always like coming out with all the, you know, he was a good actor. I mean, he's died now, but he was a good actor. He was in some good films and some good shows over the years.
Sounds alright. It says Bill, a successful advertising executive, and his wife live in an elegant New York apartment. Their daughter Melissa is in hospital after an overdose of drugs. Bill goes to her apartment and finds a nude poster of her and a drug dealing lover, Frank.
Yeah.
So it goes on and on. It's about the whole story.
That's basically what happens, is that he kills the guy by mistake in a fit of rage, walks into a bar and gets a drink, and then he just starts talking to him who's in the bar, and he's kind of like... they're totally opposites, you know, but because of what's happened, he's sort of like they become mates and that.
It's similar to the other film a little bit, the Hardcore one.
Yeah,
he's talking about, like,
yeah,
you know,
it is a similar sort of thing, because it's the guy goes looking for his daughter, and he gets involved in another world, because they start going around all these places in Greenwich Village looking for his daughter, and they end up getting involved in parties and things, and they're smoking dope and that with all these hippies that they're against, you know,
like stuff like that.
Yeah, and then I got this one, which is The Lady in Red.
We're flying through them now.
Yeah.
There you go.
The Lady in Red. That's in the 70s they made a lot of gangster films which were sort of set in the 20s. Like they made there was Dillinger, there was Bloody Mama, and then there was that one, Lady in Red, and it's they're quite well shot actually, and they've got old cars in them and that, and loads of machine guns going off and that, and bank robberies. But there's some good actors in that. And what's name is in it? Christopher Lloyd, who used to be in Taxi and Back to the Future, right. And he's in that, and he plays a right over the top villain with a pinstripe suit on, like, you know. And there's other actors that you'd know, like Robert Conrad, it says there.
Yeah.
And Louise Fletcher, she was the Nurse Ratchet in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. You know?
Stephen Kovac's
directing. Yeah, it's good. It's not bad. It's not a bad film. It's a bit like another one they made, which a director called Jonathan Demme made, called Caged Heat.
Not Chained Heat.
Chained Heat was the sequel, I think.
But yeah, looks like a bit of a rare one. That, so it might be an ideal one of them.
It's pretty hard to find. I've never seen it around much. Then I got this one, which is. Which I got at a boot sale. It's called Forever Lulu, and it's the reason why I got it was because Debbie Harry's in it, but the swizz is that she's only in it for about 30 seconds. Comes walking around the corner in this white fur coat as she's on the cover, and I can't remember seeing her again in the film.
So they just drew you in.
Well, they drew me in, knowing full well that I was, you know.
You feel a bit diddled.
Well, I did actually, yeah, because I mean I had a massive crush on Blondie, Debbie Harry, when I was a kid, you know, and still like her now, like, you know, and yeah, I was a bit disappointed to see that she wasn't in it much, you know, but there you go. What can you do?
Can't win it all, can you?
No, that's it, innit? Yeah, yeah. At least she was in it for a brief moment, anyway, you know.
Yeah.
But it's not a bad film. I mean, I've not watched it for a while, but from what I can remember, it was quite good the way it was filmed in New York and that, and they was in and out of like trendy bars and nightclubs and that, so it's like a bit of a snapshot of that time, like, you know,
well,
the
80s. Like that, anyway.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, I'll have to get my video back up and running again and watch a few of these films again, because
I've got a VHS one in the loft that's still boxed. It's brand new, like, you know.
Well, the last one tonight, we've already said, gone over this once, so we go over it again. Is the classic Death Wish 2. Now, this was on TV the other night, and I was flicking about and I come across it again, and I just had to watch it again. It's one of them films that whenever it's on, I always watch it. Yeah. I just love it. I mean, whereas the first one was set in the 70s and it was in New York and that, this is like Death Wish 2. He's moved to LA, to start again.
That's right, started fresh.
And it's even worse over there. I mean, the punks are even worse. Like they're like nuts, And he picks them off one by one, as you do. And it's just a good film.
And it stars his wife as well, Jill Ireland, his wife in real life. And as we were saying earlier, it's a shame really because he just fizzled out, didn't he? He just died, and then I know he's a fitness fanatic.
Yeah, I mean he was a great actor. He was some good films, but when he died, he just sort of like he just died, didn't he? And there was no tributes to him on TV or nothing like that.
Not like
I don't even know if they even do that anymore when someone dies now. They used to put a season of their films on years ago.
Yeah, and obviously we can't go any further without mentioning Albert Finney, who died this week.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean Albert Finney. I mean there's a couple of actors have died, and they just recently. Yeah. But it was I was sad about that because I always liked him and that, and nearly everything he's ever been in I thought was good, And he was just like, once again, it's like these actors are the sort of actors that your dad used to talk about, or when you was growing up, you'd see their films that come on, and like my dad used to like another one called Room at the Top with Lawrence Harvey, and whenever that used to come on, we used to watch them,
Yeah, there was a good one. My mum used to watch. It was called No Room at the Inn.
Yeah,
it was an old film,
that's right.
Really nice old film.
Yeah, some of those old films are great. I mean, I saw one today actually, which I've already got it, so I was pointless buying it. But it was a film called The Lost Weekend with Ray Melon.
Oh yeah.
And it's where he's an alcoholic, and it's brilliant. I mean, anyone who's it really is the film to watch about alcoholism. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's the way they filmed it. And it's exactly as it is. They're hiding bottles and that, There
was a thing out years ago called the Glass Cage, wasn't there? Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, we was talking about it, weren't we?
Yeah, I do remember when that came out. We was at Gresham Street then, weren't we? And we all watched it, didn't we? And we used to like a drink in them days.
All about alcohol, and things like that. It's just like how people go. But that's worth watching. But
it was good. That was. I remember that.
Well, I'm just pleased we've managed to iron out the technical difficulties. I mean, the version you've just seen is a real watered down version of the beautiful bit of filming we done earlier.
I mean, it's a real shame because before this, we was really smoking, and it was quite good actually. It was very disappointed that it never come out, so we've had to kind of rush this along really. But next time we'll definitely make sure there's no hiccups and that.
Yeah,
and we can go on a bit longer.
And Gary's got a little bit of a special lined up.
Well, I was hoping to sort of like maybe in a couple of weeks' time, next week or the week after, do a foreign films. It's kind of sort of special, like odd, offbeat cult films, like a few I've got indoors.
Yeah.
Some which were featured on the Red Triangle season on Channel 4 back in 1986, which I used to record and then come home from the pub like drunk and that and try and watch them in the early hours of the morning.
Yeah.
I mean, they used to start about 1 o'clock in the morning.
The thing is, you used to watch it, wait for a bit of filth.
Yeah.
And all the way through the film, there was like nothing.
No.
And you'd see a little flash of nipple.
Yeah, you'd drop off to sleep or something.
Yeah.
But I mean, I watched them all, like, and I had a few of them on tape, but obviously this was back in the days when I had a Betamax tape,
Yeah.
But I just think about my poor mum, like, having to sit there watching these extreme films with me when I was drunk, and then I'd fall asleep and she'd be left sitting there awake thinking, how do I get rid of this?
Can't turn it off, yeah. Yeah.
But so we'll do that, we'll get those out the archives, and got a few DVDs as well. I mean, it won't be like the last one, the Mary Millington and Pretty Peaches one.
Yeah,
although that was quite a big success.
It was, but he went downhill after the Pretty Peaches one. After a stint in rehab,
started.
He had to reel himself back in again. Started going right downhill the channel.
Yeah, it started to get a bit seedy, didn't it?
It did, yeah. Every week he was bringing filth around, and I was just nah.
Glad I got that out of my system, like, you know what I mean.
Yeah. So anyway, we're going to sign off because
we're all knackered,
shattered, and you.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely knackered after doing a double feature tonight.
I know. I feel like I've got to have like Clockwork Orange, like matchsticks on my eyes.
Oh,
like,
don't. We were talking to a blank camera.
I know.
For 40 minutes.
I know. It's unbelievable, isn't it?
We can never get that back.
No, it's gone now. That's somewhere up there, not even in cyberspace. It weren't even recorded.
Yeah.
Just disappeared.
But hey ho, all sent to tries, as they say.
Yeah.
But thanks for watching. Graham and James, thanks for joining the channel, mate. Hopefully you enjoy it. Any suggestions you come up with, just drop us a comment. And don't forget to subscribe. And don't forget we've got Instagram at Home in the Shed. We've got Twitter, Home in the Shed. And we've got a Facebook page.
As well.
Yeah, at Home in the Shed. And it's a little bit like the channel itself, but we put more. Gary puts a lot of film stuff up,
film posters,
and trivia and stuff,
bits and pieces. Yeah,
I'll put a bit of 3D printing up and stuff like that, or retro gaming, just anything at all, really. But keep an eye on it. It's not a bad page. Come along, have a look, and see what you think.
Yeah.
But we're going to sign out because
we're knackered.
The old eyes are starting to go a little bit, like two piss holes in the snow. But thanks for watching, everyone, and we'll see you on the other side, as they say.
Yeah.
All right.
Cheers.
Ta-ra.